There will come a day when the first human child takes their first breath on another world. Not in a spaceship, not on the moon, but on Mars. That child will be human. They will cry, learn, love, dream. They will look up at the sky and see a pale blue star, not as home, but as legend. And there is a quiet truth hidden in the science. The first child born on Mars will likely never see Earth. Before we begin, if you care about space, science, and humanity's future, subscribe to this channel. These are stories we'll be telling for the rest of our species' journey. At first, this sounds dramatic. After all, astronauts go to space and come back all the time. But this child is different. They won't be visiting Mars. They will be shaped by it from birth. Earth's gravity is 1g. Mars offers only 38% of that pull. For an adult, reduced gravity weakens muscles and bones, but for a developing child, gravity is not just a condition, it is a blueprint. Bones grow thicker or thinner depending on the forces they experience. Muscles develop only when they must work against weight. The heart strengthens in response to pumping blood upward against gravity. A child raised in Martian gravity would grow taller, with longer limbs, lighter bones, a cardiovascular system never trained for Earth's crushing pull. Returning to Earth wouldn't feel like coming home, it would feel like being buried alive. Standing upright might be exhausting, walking could fracture bones, the heart might struggle to pump blood to the brain, even breathing would feel heavier. This isn't speculation, we already see versions of this in astronauts after months in orbit, and they grew up under Earth's gravity. A Martian-born child never would. On Earth, gravity silently sculpts us from the womb onward. On Mars, that sculptor changes its hand. Bones might never reach Earth-level density. Joints may form differently. Balance systems in the inner ear, designed for a heavier world, would adapt to something gentler. Even posture could change, the way the spine curves, the way muscles distribute weight. Over time, Martian-born humans would not simply be Earth humans living elsewhere. They would become physically distinct. Not another species, but another branch, and gravity is only the beginning. Earth is protected by a magnetic field and a thick atmosphere that deflects most cosmic radiation. Mars has neither. Radiation on Mars is relentless, high-energy particles from the sun, cosmic rays from distant supernovae, invisible, constant, and penetrating. For adults, this increases cancer risk. For a developing child, the risks are deeper. Radiation damages DNA, it increases mutation rates, it interferes with cell division. A fetus exposed to higher radiation levels may experience altered development, changes we don't yet fully understand. Fertility could be affected, lifespan might be shortened, some mutations could pass to future generations. Mars habitats would be shielded, buried under regolith, lined with water, engineered to reduce exposure. But reduced is not eliminated. This child would grow up under a sky that is fundamentally more hostile to human biology. Their DNA would carry the record of that environment. We've never observed human pregnancy in partial gravity. We don't fully know how fetal development responds when gravity is weaker, when fluids shift differently, when blood doesn't pool the same way, when organs experience altered mechanical forces. Will bones mineralize properly? Will the vestibular system, our sense of balance, develop normally? Even childbirth itself is an unknown. Labor relies on gravity more than we realize. Muscle contractions, pressure gradients, positioning. On Mars, birth would require new medical protocols, new equipment, new assumptions about what normal even means. The first Martian birth would not just be historic, it would be experimental, even if we never call it that. Now imagine growing up with this knowledge. You are told about oceans you will never swim in, forests you will never walk through, rain you will never feel on your skin. See Earth in images, a blue sphere hanging in blackness, and you know it is real. But it is not for you. Not because of politics, not because of cost, because your body cannot survive it. This changes childhood in ways we're only beginning to imagine. Earth would become mythic, a birthplace of the species, not a destination. Stories of gravity-heavy worlds would sound almost frightening. Psychologically, this child would grow up not as an explorer far from home, but as a native of somewhere else. Mars would not be hostile. Earth would be. The first Martian identity. Culture follows biology. Language would adapt. Time would be measured in souls, not days. The sky would be smaller. the horizon closer, gravity would shape movement, art, sport, and architecture. Music might emphasize longer notes, slower motion. Dance would evolve around floating strength rather than grounded power. This child would not think of themselves as an Earth human living on Mars. They would think of themselves as Martian born. And that matters, because identity shapes loyalty, belonging, purpose. The first generation born on Mars would mark the moment humanity stopped being singularly earthbound. For all of history, every human who ever lived could, in principle, return to Earth. That will change. For the first time, we will create humans whose home world is not the one that created us. This is not a tragedy, but it is profound. It means humanity is no longer one place. It means evolution, cultural and biological, has taken a step outward. The first child born on Mars will never see Earth, but because of them, humanity will see further than ever before. That child's heartbeat will echo inside a pressure-sealed habitat under a red sky. They will grow up knowing that home is not a planet, it is where life takes hold. And one day they may watch ships leave Mars for Earth the way we once watched ships leave Earth for the stars. If you want to explore the science, ethics, and future of humanity beyond Earth, subscribe to this channel. Because the story of space is no longer about where we can go, it's about who we become when we stay.